All right, everybody, this is Faiz, Versey, real estate broker with LePage team Realty in Ottawa, and welcome. So, my friends, I have another market update for you. I hope you'll hang around, especially if you'd like to know what's happening in the Ottawa real estate market. Before I go there, let me say that I've just mentioned my name. I'm a real estate broker, and I help people to buy and to sell property in Ottawa. If you have any needs in that regard, or you know someone who is looking for a property or looking to sell, please do look me up. I'll be delighted to continue that conversation. Thank you for that. My friends, I'm going to get into the market report. I just want to say up front before I get going, because I'm going to answer the question, how's the market doing? My friends, everything I'm going to talk about right now is just conjecture. It's just for fun. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the short term. Property is a long-term hold. I need to mention this to you. Most of you know this. Whenever I talk to people, everybody asks me the question, how's the market doing? Which is fine. I'm going to answer that question. And most people understand that property is a long-term hold. You got to hold it for 10 years or longer if you want to see the benefits. If you're a buyer and if you're a seller and you've already held it for 10 years or longer, hopefully you're already seeing the benefits. So please don't try to time property markets. If you need to buy, buy. And if your family is standing out in the rain and getting drenched and they need a roof over the head, you need to buy. So just buy. If you're a seller and your new job is waiting for you in Toronto in the next 2 months, you need to sell or rent it out. Either way. So do what you have to do as of what's going on in your life. Don't worry about how the market is moving. The market moves. The market is the market. And that's my introduction. That please, this is just for fun. And don't take it as gospel truth, because I really don't know what's happening in the next 2 to 3 months. So what's happening right now? Let's talk about that. So what's happening right now? Let's look at some charts. What I'm going to show you here is a market report, July 2026. The source is the Ottawa Real Estate Board. And this is put together by the company I work for, LePage team Realty. So I'm a real estate broker with LePage team Realty. And for a long time now, this is my more than 8 years now with LePage team Realty in Ottawa. So we're going to look at this chart here that says average sale price, Ottawa, all property types. I think this is the main graph we'll look at. We'll see later if I want to share anything else. But this gives us a lot of information. And basically what this tells us is the market is flat year on year. So if we look at July, there is really between last year, 700, if you can see my cursor, 700,000 was the average sale price across all property types. What do I mean by that? What are all property types? There are different property types. There is condos, there is townhomes, then there is semi-detached, and then there is detached homes. So if you look at all of these property types, mix it up all together, these are the numbers that the stats show us. So on average in July last year was 700,000, right now 692, pretty much flat. We can see that from this graph here. The red is this year and gray was last year. In fact, we can see that throughout the whole year. So here you can see the red is lower, here the red is lower, here the red is higher, here it's higher, here it's lower, here it's higher. So pretty much flat. And that is the message. Well, how's the market doing? The market is pretty steady. It's pretty flat from last year. We've had a lot of events happening in the economy locally and globally, which is something that's going to happen forever. Okay. So when you're buying and selling, that's just noise. Ignore it. Carry on. Look at your own checkbook, your own pocketbook, your own requirements, and move forward. If you plan to live long term in Ottawa, then buying property and holding on to it has generally been profitable for people. Okay, so what's happened in the last 12 months? A lot of things have happened. Interest rates have moved down mostly. We've had in Ottawa, we've had an economic shock where the federal government has laid off lots of people. I don't know how many exactly, but I think the numbers range from 30 to 40,000, which I think is coming to an end now, sort of. And we've had a global war and things. All these things are going to happen on a daily basis. There's 1,000 things happening in the world. It's been like that for the last 100,000 years. And none of us humans control what's happening in the world. We only control our actions, which is, if you want to take an action to buy or to sell, look at your circumstances and do it. Simple as that. If you need help, and you will need help usually to be able to analyze what's happening in the place that you want to buy. So let me say, this is what I've just described here is overall average across Ottawa, but Ottawa consists of many sub-markets. Okay, so each market has its own chart like this, has its own economics. And that's my job to figure that out. So if you hire me to purchase, I will do an analysis for the property that you are looking to purchase to tell you if it's priced correctly, is there any room for us to negotiate some more, or maybe not. Maybe There are too many people, it's a high demand area, and maybe you actually have to go higher than the list price. So those are all the things that I'll bring to your attention to help you analyze and buy you the right property at the right price. And for sellers, exactly the same thing. I will analyze your property in your sub-market to tell you what is the market value. From there, we can decide how much to list it at. Remember, listen to what I'm saying, Mr. Seller, 80% of the marketing of your property is the price. You get it wrong, your property will just sit there forever. You get it right, you'll get action. Maybe we have to make some adjustments. That's all part of the game. So my friends, that's my expertise. You can try to analyze it yourself if you wish, but I don't think you have much chance because the professionals are professionals. There is a reason that we work 24/7 and get educated about things so that we can do the work that the consumer needs. So, for example, if I needed a knee operation, I am not going to cut open my own knee. Okay, I can. I've got a knife at home, but absolutely not. Similarly, if it comes to changing the spark plugs in my car, I'm not going to do it. I'm sure if I spend a couple of days, I'll be able to make a mess of it, but I'm not going to do it. Go there, spend the money with the mechanic. He's going to do it. A lot of people think they're going to save money by doing something, and then they end up ruining their finances. I read a story, I don't know if this is true, internet is internet, about a lady who leased a car, did her own oil changes, and 2 years later, I can't remember the name of the car, but 2 years later, the whole engine needed overhaul or something. Big job. And the leasing company said, sorry, your warranty is null and void because you changed the oil yourself and you have no records of it. So if you had gone to a proper garage and we have records of it, because the garages keep records of these things, then of course your warranty would be on and you would not be spending $7,000. So you tried to save $100 on an oil change and now you're spending $7,000 to get your engine fixed. So my friends, there's a reason we have professionals, doctors, accountants, mechanics, electricians, plumbers, real estate brokers. Please leave the heavy lifting to us. My friends, I hope you found this interesting, but let me continue. That was my rant in the middle of my explanation. But it was not really a rant, it was an education, because a lot of people think that they can do real estate on their own at your own risk. Okay, so let's carry on. Let's see what else we can do over here. What we can see is there's a lot of charts. Okay, this is an interesting chart. So this is a chart that tells us in Ottawa, you see these lines, our 2023, okay, hang on, let me see, we just take this a little bit lower. So our 2026 bar is in this yellow band, which we call a balanced market. And that's interesting. So balanced market is where we have a balance of buyers and sellers. And that's almost the story in Ottawa for a long time, forever, since I've seen the stats going back to like 60, 70 years. We have pockets where we've had times where we have sellers markets and sometimes we have buyers markets, and those come and go, all right? So depending on where you are in the city, you might have a seller's market, you might have a buyer's market. It all depends, so I will analyze that for you. But overall, we're in a balanced market. So what that means is that if it's, for example, if it's a seller's market, sellers are in control, meaning that we have a lot of buyers, fewer sellers, so sellers can push up the price. You see what's happening to my hand there? If we have this in equilibrium, to come into equilibrium, this hand will go up and the prices rise and we have equilibrium. Right now we have a balanced market, which is we have equilibrium, equal number of buyers and sellers approximately. And then if it was the other way around, if we had too few buyers, then the price would have to drop in order for transactions to happen. So that is the case throughout Ottawa. Ottawa is not homogeneous at all. It's a big market. So I will analyze that for you. So my friends, that's the whole story. I don't really have much more to say. Again, I will end with saying that I'm in the business of buying and selling. That's how I make a living. That's how I help people. That's what I do. So 24/7, and I'd be delighted to help you if you have any need to buy or to sell, or you know somebody who needs that assistance. Please look me up. My friends, until I speak with you again, take care. Bye-bye.